What's up, team? Welcome to the Huddle, your weekly playbook where we strategize on not only playing the game but changing it. From mastering the fundamentals of the craft to distinguishing ourselves in the marketplace, we're here to give the installer a voice and ensure you're equipped with everything you need. So let's band together and forge a new legacy in flooring. This is where you belong. Welcome. With me, as
Welcome,
always,
everyone.
Mr. Daniel and Jose Gonzalez from Preferred
What's up?
Flooring
Yo, yo.
in Grand Rapids, Michigan.
What's
What's
going
happening,
on?
fellas?
Oh, it's pouring over here now. It was snowing, snowstorm last week, rainstorm this week.
Yeah, we keep going up and down here, but enough with the weather. And hey, your name is Ashlyn. Look at that. That's cute.
Oh, yeah, I should probably change that.
Oh, that doesn't stand for Ashland. That stands for what he smells like.
All
That's what
right. Well,
happens when you just join and don't pay attention.
we're gonna give a little couple moments here for some guests to join.
Yeah, I was actually
Ashlyn,
logged on
can
a little bit
you
late.
confirm we're shared on all socials?
I'm about to right now.
A great idea.
So I think this is an interesting topic today, though, right? We're talking about retailers, and we're technically not retailers. So hopefully, some of them jump on and
Yeah,
start arguing with us.
I'm hoping one of them do. Maybe just setting us straight. We just have
Hey,
some
we're
thoughts and
here.
concepts and some. I think we've heard certain things from that we'll get into, but discussed where that landscape may be changing and making sure that we provide open platform for communication to see what kind of things we can do as professionals to get better and kind of guide those turbulent waters. You never know what's going to happen, but a few concepts have been tossed out there. A couple emails I've gotten that with this question. I actually tried to get a hold of one of my buddies about this, and him and I have just not been able to connect. A retailer everyone knows, but I was just gonna try to get a little content from him for today's podcast, but maybe he'll join. He's joined a time or two, so we'll see. So what's as we're letting
I guess
letting some
I
people
have a
come on
question.
here.
I have a question, and this is, I mean, it's for me, it's going to sound like a dumb question, maybe, but what constitutes someone as a retailer? So
I
for
think the
everyone out
first
there
thing is a showroom.
yeah,
You gotta
brick and
have a
mortar
showroom
showroom.
to whether that's a mobile showroom or a but some type of a showroom would be my um, probably you know number one thing. I mean, flooring flooring dealers. I mean, you can sell flooring and sell it out of off books and different things, but showroom showing product, all that kind of thing, I think is kind of the having full displays and a good sized you know
The show,
selection.
yeah,
You know,
having people come in and actually taking a look at everything, feeling it, putting hands on it.
yeah, that would be what I would say is the key retailer. To start this off right, how there you go, guys. This topic is going to be a little bit of fun because, like Daniel just said, none of the three of us are retailers, but we thought we would bring some concepts to the podcast. Hopefully, we'll get some interaction from a retailer out there or two that may um, give us some insights on what they're thinking. But I can only go off of some of the information given, and should be fun. Jorge just joined us. What's up, Jorge? Um, okay, well, let's kick it off. So now that we have uh, um, tag
If you
team
were,
back again.
it,
I know what you're going at, buddy. Um,
We're old.
We are old, dude. But we're still cool. So that being said, the definition of a retailer, right? Someone who has a showroom. I think you were setting me up there, uh, Jose, because we've got some concepts or some people who have said that that a lot of this may end up moving online, and that sourcing local uh, installation. Uh, right now it's kind of like uh, trying to find a needle in a haystack to know whether or not you're getting a good guy unless you're using the Go Carrera network, right? So,
Correct.
but that being said, what do you? I just wanted to discuss that. Like, what are your guys' thoughts? Is it possible for your average home buyer? I mean, I see it as possible but not probable, but some of the people are building. I know a guy building, I won't mention because it's kind of confidential, but he's building a whole thing like a a a submersive internet showroom to sell
Oh yeah.
flooring from. And so that is happening. I don't know if it's going to catch steam and actually, like the
So
whole that whole concept catch steam and that be the new way. But the idea is that he would give suggestions to for installation, but not have any part of it. Direct ship the product to the house. Use some other technology for the homeowner to measure the house themselves, add a certain percentage for waste factors and those kinds of things, and then ship the material direct to the home. Do you think that type of a business model it can catch steam?
I mean, it probably is already catching steam with some of the people out there I know that are practicing some of that in a lighter manner, right? With the technology and the way it's come so far, and all the new AI and all the renderings that they can do. Because I mean, even some of the major manufacturers have on their website, view this product in your room, and uh, basic takeoff is getting a lot easier. I think what's the technology? LiDAR, is that the technology
LiDAR, yeah,
that's
in the
being used right
iPhones,
now?
iPads.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so
So
what do you
like,
do there? Let's stop right there and explain LiDAR. I'm not real
So
familiar. You guys showed
so
me a little piece, but
right. So it's just this little spot right here, and it just shoots lasers out that the cameras pick up, so you can actually measure everything and have it's. I mean, when you were over here, we messed with it, and it's
yeah.
pretty accurate. I mean, it's kind of scary accurate. That's
I
what
mean, you have your
they
average
3D scan with
homeowner
them.
like do that and then scan the room, and then you have and then it
they've
seems
been
like
practicing
we're
already
living
with the
in La La
panoramic
Land,
pictures.
dude. But this is the technology's there to do it, right? I mean, LiDAR, you download an app, I think it's iOS only right now, correct?
Yeah, the iPhone and iPad.
Yep.
So
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 I think that that's where it's
tell us
shifting
how
to,
it
man. You
works.
know, once when was it? Probably 2 years ago, we sat in a conference and they were talking about AI and the rise of the metaverse, and and incorporating that. Like, you're not. I think you even said it once too. If you're not embracing technology, you're going to get left behind, right? And that's where it's going to be running to, is when COVID came in and hit, people scrambled and tried to find another way to still shop, and and that everything went up. All the purchasing, Amazon, everybody was still, business was good online,
Yeah.
and and
Well, and then they're
trying
going to
to.
have to sort. They're going to have to once they do that, they're going to have to source their labor. So one of the greatest technologies on the planet is a labor platform we all know and grown very fond of Go Carrera. So let's watch a quick video of that. Well, if that was not the best transition ever, I don't know what was. No, but
Yeah.
I mean, if you're out there and you're in the flooring installation world, you owe it to yourself to get that free profile, set yourself apart, get third party verified, and there's a lot of weight that comes to selling yourself to a homeowner or contractor or otherwise when you're third party verified. So get that free profile. That being
Free
said,
profile. Come on now, guys.
yeah,
Free is in $0 to you. FREE
that's
99.
right. So Daniel, or Jose, you were just saying, there, and even Eduardo just popped up Alibaba Flooring XD. I don't know if that's a real thing or if he's joking with
No,
us, but
just talking
It
crap.
will
But
be next week. It will be next week.
I
Better
mean,
get that
that's
domain.
that's the thing, though, right? That's in terms of what's going on. It's looking at the younger people. The younger people don't like going out. They don't like, socializing per se, like doing stuff like that. And look at just Amazon, Alibaba, right? Like these types of things exist because people flock to them, and it's only going to get worse. So how are you gonna? We talk about the Gen Z and stuff in the workforce, but they're also going to be the buyers here pretty soon. So
Yeah.
how are we going to cater to them?
yeah, and they seem to be they seem to trust what they see online a heck of a lot more than they trust people
Yeah, the
face to
textile
face.
people, the textile people like myself are pretty much dying out. If you look at Daniel and I, we are two different types of shoppers. That dude would buy something online, don't like it, he'll return it. I will go to four different stores, try it on, smell it, feel it, touch it, and I'm just going to buy it here because I don't want to trust. It might fit different online. It might feel different if I buy it online.
Well, that's the
Um,
thing. That's where the online ratings come from, right? Because once you start getting
mhm.
everything online, people can start rating. I thought it was going
And
to feel this way, but it doesn't.
some of them have even brought new technology out to fight that, measuring your feet and stuff if you want shoes.
Yeah,
Like they send you the stuff to measure your feet correctly, all that.
step in
It's
it,
it's kind of
step in it, step out, mail
fascinating.
it back.
So let's get back to the flooring side of things. You got this NIDAR thing, or is it
LiDAR.
LiDAR
LiDAR.
thing? And you download the app and the homeowner takes a measurement and then goes to this website that gives a real submersive kind of maybe uploads that document, whatever the result of that LiDAR measurement is, and then you know gets to see the flooring in their space and gets
Yeah,
sold kind of right there. You know what I'm saying? And then ships to their house. What's the what's keeping that from happening other than the retailers really continuing to up their game, and some of them are freaking fantastic at connecting with the homeowner when they come in. I don't think retail is going away. That's my opinion. I think that
I don't
people
think so
there's
either.
there's enough people that want the human interaction, but if 30% or 20% of people do this, that's still a significant piece of the market buying online. What do you see are the pitfalls of, or what's going to stop it? Is anything, or is it going to happen?
The competitive pricing from big box stores, I mean, is hard to compete with. You got to look at the investment, right? Like if it is going to go that route, the investment to get set up and make sure that you are evolving with that process and then be able to compete with a big box store is going to be very difficult. And then all of a sudden, now the big box stores give the one-on-one personal experience along with the favorable pricing because of their purchasing
Well, the
power versus
retailers have
the
always fought the big box stores, though, and they've done pretty well with expertise.
oh
And I
yeah,
think that the one thing that should be considered, at the big box stores, I would say the number one uh, complaint is that they don't, you got someone who's not a flooring expert selling you flooring. Um,
yeah,
Whereas these online stores could have a real expert because they only have to get it right once, right? They record all this stuff, like how to pick your flooring correctly. Do you want a nylon? Do you want a polyester? Do you want a a cut pile or a loop or whatever, and they go through this whole, like, I could just see them going through a series of questions to match you to the category that best fits what you're looking for. I'm looking for carpet. I want something that's, you know, you know, uh, nylon or a wool, and you kind of step almost like a wizard, like you're setting up a piece of software.
Yeah.
And then at the end of it, you end up on, 40 products that you can look at and toss in your room from that LiDAR scan and get a feel for what you're thinking of. And then now, how do they ship carpet? I don't know. That's going to be a problem, right? You need a warehouse.
I,
I'm sure they have to
that
figure all that stuff out. But these concepts are not ours. We've talked about them in some previous discussions from things that have been brought to us. So I'm just curious. We thought it'd be interesting to get everybody's opinion on this. So let's read some comments. Maybe the wholesalers might come in strong if the pros sign up with them and do their own biz instead of going to retail and taking chips and bits. Well, yeah, I think anytime you're the installer or the professionals are teaming up back with the retailers, that's going to be something that would um, probably be a win for the retailer. You know what I mean? Because you at least you got someone in between you and the installation. Um, but frankly, their software coming out. I mean, we just watched a video. If they can select their installers off Go Carrera in the future, which is not available now, then what, right? And we're not to the public; we're B2B. But my point is, there's software happening and there's technology happening. So what's going to what's going to keep people going in the retail store, I think, is that human interaction and that professionalism. I know some retailers that do it really, really well, and when they that's why they knock it out of the park. But this concept is foreign to me to buy a whole bunch of. But I know people who bought tile off of Stone Trash, for example, and then found an installer and got it installed. So
man, that's that's a whole lot of work, a whole lot of gambling. But I guess if you know the right people and someone who's a professional who can help lead you in the right direction with material that you might be looking at, that's a little bit different. It really, I don't think it really matches up with being able to go inside and hang around a brick and mortar for 4 or 5 hours, get some free coffee and meet some people. But um, I don't know, I don't know many people that I talk to or deal with that are still doing that. I do know that some of the partners out there that we still work with do have a very large showroom, and a lot of the majority of their sales come from walk-ins and appointments and having that person-to-person experience, and trying to cut that out of the equation isn't going to be easy. But I think that if you have people that are educated out there, that like Jorge is saying, if you have people who are educated and who are willing to help clients educate themselves, I think that there would be a market to kind of branch off of the traditional showroom per se.
what about you, Daniel? Is there, we the title is the future of the retailer. I want to, maybe it should say the future of the future retailer. Uh, you know, could be a whole new business structure, new people coming in, new people finding ways to meet clients where they're at, and a lot of people like to buy online.
A lot of people do like to buy online, and like not only is are they the younger people are going to come in and start buying, but those younger people are also going to get in and start selling too, right? And it's just going to make sense that everything moves online. Um, just like we did the Go Carrera one. We're going to do a Stubby Tools one right here. We sell these things online, and it won't let me create a QR code. I was trying to do that. I had one in there, but it wouldn't let me. But we're going to play a quick video here, and show you guys about these stubby tools.
Damn, that's a cool tool.
It is. It's something that we brought in from Australia because, I just ordered a couple to try them out. Loved them. Was like, more people need to get these into their hands, and you can get them at our website, pfmi.team. That's the short version of it. Way easier than trying to spell preferred flooring, MI. So, but
Nice.
I think those younger people, the buyers and the sellers are all going to flock to online because that's just what they've been born with. Like they were born with technology in their hands, and they just like that ease of use, get some reviews on things, and then that's only going to make the manufacturers and retailers tighten up and say, yeah, this product maybe isn't as good as we thought it was, and we should probably try selling something else, right? Because those real time reviews are key. I mean, everyone goes to Amazon, and some of these products have 2,000, 3,000 reviews.
I've never looked. Does Amazon actually have like flooring on it?
So we've done some
Want to look right now?
bids where the flooring was actually spec'd on Amazon. Like, you had to. That's the only
Yeah.
person that sold it was Amazon.
Yeah, there's comment here that says we need an interior designer take because they're keen on the styles that consumers are most likely to come around to, which um, which I think keeping up with fashion styles, sorry, it's a little small here, will be easier to make a user experience that aligns with what's in. Yeah, but that could be online too, right? You get
Right.
someone to
There's a lot online here.
to help you kind of check, you know, help you select the right materials and help you get the newest styles that are in. Um, Plus, what if the wizard kind of does some of that for you, like a AI designer, which is happening in the commercial world anyway. That is happening. There's like trendy. You can have a trendy AI bot select materials for you. It's not in flooring yet, but I've seen it in painting and some other materials, lighting. And so, if you wanted a whole package picked from, uh, a trendy or a modern, or you pick your design and it goes through that wizard. So these things are happening. I'm fascinated on how it's all coming together. I don't have a strong opinion because I'm not in that business, but I do think that some people are going to buy that way. Surely, like who thought Facebook that anybody would really like Facebook would really do what it did, or social media in general. Now look at it,
Yeah.
it's a juggernaut of an.
You mean MySpace, bro? You mean MySpace?
Now you're really showing your
Pioneer.
now
You
you're
gotta go
showing
way
your
back.
age.
I mean, AI is going to be huge. It's only going to continue to get bigger. Just like in Canva, we use Canva, right? And it's like, in there, all you got to do is click a button and it's a different color palette, and it's going to be kind of the same thing. Oh, this is the color palette I want. Let's design my entire house with this, so that way everything flows, and you're never going to have to leave the your phone or your computer.
Well,
I
another
mean,
another thought. I wonder if retailers don't turn into labor shops that are receive the materials and schedule the labor and make sure that it's done
that's
wonderfully. I wonder if that's not the the future retailer is, having your own website that does that, and then um, and then
It's all the way in the
having the
future.
materials come over to your warehouse so the homeowner does not have to, receive those materials, and then you still have a place where the installer can pick up materials, come to your house, and get her done right. And
Get it
maybe
done.
it's more focused on the service of getting the product installed in the future and less about the product itself.
Right, and I think the other thing that is going on with the retailers and stuff is that they're not willing to partner with the installers, right? They think, well, I want all these funds from selling the material because I mean, rightfully so, they're the ones that, buy the samples and stuff like that and all the racks and displays and stuff. But at the same time, like when we were doing it, we were just asking for a small margin, right? Like let us make a little bit, and they couldn't even do that. And that's numerous companies that we tried to do it with, and then once we started selling, we're like, man, we kind of looked horrible to some of these people that we were selling to because we thought we had that, you know, at least a few percent to mark up, but no, they were selling it to us basically for retail and then having us go and it's like no, like some of these some of these things have to be addressed, right? It's either you start partnering with some installers and selling them materials so that way everyone can make money, or they're going to start branching out and start doing their own thing. And we're seeing it a lot more lately. And, some of our sales reps come in here and I talk to them about it and they're like, I get calls every single day from installers that are ready to sell their own material. And unfortunately, they a lot of times they have to turn them down, but it's like sometimes they're going to do what we did where they're going to get a warehouse, they're going to get an office space and they're going to start selling, and then not only are you out that installer because you're going to they tend to get mad at them for trying to do their own thing. So they're not only are they out an installer, but they're out the sales that could have been going through them anyways.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know, but I'll tell you that focusing on that installation experience is always a good thing. So if that got more attention, we'll see what, you you can imagine, I should say, that you'd have some happier homeowners from the end result piece. I think we've all heard it say, the flooring really doesn't have any value until it's installed properly by a craftsman. So um, I wonder, you know, Eduardo says it's about relationships, and that's why people stick to barbers for the rest of their life. Yeah, there's a point to that, but look what Sports Clips did, and
yeah.
many of the people who go to Sports Clips, somewhere around 90% pick first available when you're scheduling your appointment on the app, and so because of that, yeah, but the convenience sometimes trumps that relationship. That's
And
why.
I, yeah, and now that I'm thinking about it, I think the online thing is gonna actually be beneficial in terms of like the people that are only searching for the lowest price. Like I only want it if it's gonna be the lowest priced item.
Well, and
So
and the best product too, right? Like there's being specific, and when I might check ratings online, but I also do my due diligence and I go to reviews.
Last week, Joycelyn. It was last week.
talking about sports clips now. Look at that. Um, like I go and I do Google reviews and then YouTube, right? And I go try to review product and try to get some real life, a, a person to person perspective instead of just reading the literature that comes online. Or like I don't even go to Yelp. I'll be honest, you guys. I don't even ever look at Yelp. So I don't like Yelp because they called us all the time, try to get us to pay them for stuff, and so they burnt that bridge with me. I don't even use their website for reviews.
Well, here's the so we talked about like how it could work. I mean, it seems like technology's there and everything, and we as we continue to get Jose's mic dialed in. we are
My goodness, dude.
we are we know the technology's there. I guess what would be the best
All I
thing
did
is
was
that
move it down. That's all I
retailers
did.
retailers kind of focus on what matters to the client the most. And if they can buy the materials online, they can't. They may be able to source labor online, but they can't have that interaction with you. I still think there's a spot that the retailers can play to just up the service and charge accordingly for the higher service, like making sure that you got the right installer on your project and that the material that the furniture's handled with care, all the stuff that like almost like a white glove service for each installation as opposed to um, the way that many retailers do it today. And certainly big box stores. I mean, I know how they do it. No offense, big box stores.
Oh no, they got a good
But
system.
the fact is that they ship their materials to the installer's web warehouse. Installer takes that out on a work order, goes installs, and you get what you get. And the last interaction they really have with a big box store is after the sell. I think they follow up afterward to make sure that the install went okay, but you get what I'm saying. Like that white glove service might come into play later where retailers really have to, or companies in general really have to uh, almost hold the hand of that client and make sure that they're highly taken care of. So anyway, I'm uh, the least expert in this realm, but I thought it would be a fun conversation maybe to have.
Well,
It is because like I said, salespeople come in here and talk to us about it, and it's just as an industry, right? We have to stop being so segregated and actually talk to these people and kind of get a feeling of where they're at, and that just starts with a conversation. That's all we're doing is starting the conversation. What we see is may not be what they see, and I would really like them to listen to this on whatever platform they're going to consume it on, and let us know. Come to us and correct us if we're wrong.
Well,
yeah, or educate us,
yeah,
please. Um,
yeah,
I,
I
it,
don't think
I
any
will.
of us are saying that that's the way to go. We're just saying like the technology's there. What are you going to do about it? That's kind of the conversation.
Yeah, I mean, look, here, I'm just gonna give you this little quick storyline, I guess. If I had a retail store and I had those amenities available for me, I would probably have like a 3-4 step process. Right, the process will start online, and they can narrow it down to some selections there, and then basically like the prerequisite for them coming in and getting the textile. So once they get everything narrowed down, they can get their budget from the online source resource, and then narrow it down and come on in, right? Get pre-approval, whatever they want to do, then come into the store and then get their hands on it. By then we should have it narrowed down to a couple selections and colors. And then if they need any help beyond that, then that's what the brick and mortar is going to be for, and those resources. But I'm not a retail store. I don't want to pretend to be, but that would be the easiest way for me based off of the way technology is going. Because AI, we're way dumber than AI, that's for sure. And all the AI needs is a starting point. If you find a good starting point and give it a good foundation, it's going to leave you in the dust pretty quick.
Well, at least the large language models we can't come up with as quick as AI, that's for sure. And the design is out there. I know Midjourney can do some crazy design work stuff if you just prompt it correctly. And so, yeah, that the AI stuff is, it was a buzzword for a while, but it's here, man, and it's a lot of it's happening. Um, I'm curious how it plays into all of this. I think, time will tell, but, at least having the conversation and having some retailers hopefully consume a little bit of this and just even if it gets your mind click for a second. And installers too, like how are you going to fit into this whole thing? How are you going to, maximize your earning potential over the next, 10 to 15, 20 years. If you're a young guy, or if you're, if you're not, and you're like, I'm gonna be out of this before this all happens anyway. But still, how are you going to maximize yourself and maximize your earning potential through this transition, possible transition? I would be confident in saying that I think some of that's going to happen. I don't know how much or what percentage, but some of it's going to happen. And if it's like I said earlier, if it's 20%, that's a significant amount when you're talking about a $35 billion industry.
You reading Jorge's comment right
Yeah.
here? Need
Yeah,
AI to bust out of it.
yeah.
Hey, hopefully
When you get
someday they
that,
will.
when you get that, Jorge, you let me know.
Pretty
We'll
But
soon
get
they're
them
just gonna
hammer.
have a
We'll get them
list.
hammer rated and on the network.
That's what it is.
All
Pretty
right.
soon AI is just gonna
So
shoot out a list for you.
closing up, because this is a shorter podcast, just from the very nature of the fact that we didn't have a retailer that could get on today to help kind of spur their opinion of the conversation. And you got, two companies and three guys that are more in the commercial world, a little bit in the residential, but not certainly not retail. We are doing our best in kicking this conversation along. Um, at the end of the day, what are your thoughts? Your real feeling? Do you think in 5 years that it will be a thing for a homeowner to be able to have a good experience? Now they can do it now. I know they can buy materials online or flooring online and get on Angie List or something, and find an installer and hope for the best. But do you think in 5 years that they could do that, measure it themselves, and have a good experience? You think that's doable?
I think it's 100% doable based on not only the AI that we're seeing right now, but even 2 years ago at Surfaces, some of the manufacturers that Apple Watch that we gave away was from one of the manufacturers, because I went to one of their meetings and it's like, well, I'm not really going to use this, but we can definitely give it away. But that
Yeah.
their premise for the meeting was what the kind of what we're talking about here, the future of the retailer and having the homeowners measure their own stuff and then we come in afterwards, so we already have a basis on their space and then kind of what they want, and then that's where the AI comes in, where it can just fill their space with whatever products they're talking about or they're looking at.
What about you,
I'm just going to
Jose?
add on to what Daniel said because he's exactly right. And I do believe that there's a gentleman out there who started this whole technology thing and doing the virtual shopping, if you will, for the flooring by putting tablets in his store. I don't want to say anyone's name. I don't want to get myself in trouble. But so it's already been going on for a couple of years, right? It's just a matter of how fast is it progressing and is it catching on with everyone. But like Daniel said, if the consumer, the client, the end user has that at their fingertips, and they can sit there at their kid's concert and order carpet and do a measurement on a room with the information they entered while they're hanging out with their family, they're going to do that. And then if there's an option to get verification by an installer, then that's probably going to be available as well for a premium. Probably. I mean, I would definitely put a premium on it, but I don't think there's any stopping it. I think all we can do is roll with the punches, and hopefully we can stay afloat and grow with technology.
Yeah, I think it's just what you said. It's keeping up with it, knowing that it's coming, knowing that it's here, and then making some plans around it. It's kind of scary. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm an older dude, and I remember the first phone, so the first cell phone, so the first phone like 1787, whatever. No, the first cell phone came out, and I was amazed by that. And now we can buy stuff on it and like measure rooms with our cell phones. It blows me away. But all right, with that, guys, I'm gonna call the huddle, out. We're gonna cut the podcast. We're about 3 minutes shy, but thank you everybody for joining us. If you like any of the content specifically on this one, like comment on in our sections on our on our socials, on YouTube, wherever you consume this, and let us know what you think. We're not saying we're experts on this, obviously. We're just bringing up some theories that have been brought to us, and we wanted to like get some feedback and hear from you guys. So get in there, give us some ideas of what you really think the retail, business may look like in 5 or 10 years. And if you don't like it, tell us you don't like it. Just interact one way or another. It helps the channel. Uh, Hopefully the we kept the sponsorships or the partnerships in a cut down time frame. That's how we plan on them to be, to not interrupt the podcast too much. If you can comment and let us know how we did there, I would certainly appreciate that as well. We have other partners that will be bringing to you in the future, and we just like to know if we're doing that in a favorable manner to our audience, because you guys matter to us. So comment, like, and subscribe. Until next week, peace out.
See you guys.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.